Okay, today we're going to look at the problem of finding tangent of 15 degrees. Alright, so how do we go about finding that? Alright, let's first recall a special triangle, which is right triangle with one angle being 30 degrees. In this diagram, the angle A is 30 degrees, the angle B is 60 degrees. So we know that in this case, the length of BC is half the length of AB. So in other words, if BC equal H, right? If this one is H, then the other one would be what? That would be 2H. And AC here, by the Pythagorean theorem, would be square root of 2H squared minus H squared. That would equal to 3H squared would be equal to square root of 3H. Alright, so I mark it here of the three sides. Now from these, we will know that tangent of 30 degrees here would equal H over square root of 3H, and then we cancel H would equal to 1 over square root of 3, or equivalently could be equal to square root of 3 over 3. Alright, now that's this special triangle, and then from there we know how to calculate like sine 30 degrees. That would equal to BC, right? The length over AB, then that would be 1/2, right? It's H over 2H. Now similarly, cosine 30 degrees would equal AC over AB. Now in this case would be square root of 3H over 2H. That is square root of 3 over H over 2. Alright. So you may wonder, that's tangent 30, right? But we're trying to find tangent 15, right? So when you learn trigonometry in the future, there is like a half angle formula. You can, once you know tangent is 30, you can find the half of tangent is 30, which is 15. But today we're going to use another method, all right? But it is related to this special triangle. What we're trying to do here is extending the triangle. All right, so this is the same triangle here, right? But I'm extending it by making BD, right, and extend the AC so that BD intersect with AC extension at the point D here. Okay, this is point D. All right, and make it so that this is 15 degrees. All right, so this equals 15 degrees, right? So in this case, because this is 15 degrees, right? So, and this is right angle here, so this is also right angle here, right? So what I mean is, then the CBD and this angle would equal 75 degrees, right? This is 75 degrees. Now, can you identify another angle that is also 75 degrees in this diagram? Yeah, pause the video and think what other triangle is also 75 degrees. All right, yes. Let's look at angle ABD. So I claim that this is also 75. And you may ask why, all right? So let's try to mark it. So here, this is 60 degrees, but then the other one here, this green angle here, right? So it's equal, so that would equal to the sum of the two angles, right? So it's ABC plus CBD, right? So this green angle here is the summation of the two angles, and one is 60 degrees, the other one is 15 degrees. So we got what? 75 degrees. Now, as recall, in geometry, if a triangle has two angles equal to each other, so let's look at this 75 degrees and 75 degrees, they equal each other. So, and let's examine the bigger triangle here. So I'm going to use a different color now. I'm going to use the blue color here. So let's look at this. Okay. All right. The bigger triangle. So look at the bigger triangle here. So triangle ABD, right? Now the angle B, right, equal the angle D. So we know that this would be isosceles triangle. In other words, from here we will know that the length of AB would equal the length of AD. Now what is the length of AB? We know that this is 2 edge. So AD is also 2 edge. Alright, so in other words, let's mark it here. The whole length here is 2 edge. And the length from here, AC, is square root of 3 edge. So what is the length of CD? That will be the subtraction, right, of the bigger one, which is AD, minus the smaller one, which is AC. And the bigger one, we know that the AD is 2 edge minus square 3 of edge. Alright, so in other words, this is equal to 2 minus square root of 3 times edge. Okay, please note that square root of 3 is about 1.73, so this is a positive number here. Alright, so from here we conclude that the tangent of 15 degree would equal to, by definition, when we look at this angle here, right? So this is 15 degrees angles here, and with this right triangle BCD, right? By definition of tangent 15, it will equal to the length of CD divided by length of BC. So in this case, we know that this is 2 minus square root of 3 edge, and BC is edge, so that equal to 2 minus square root of 3 would be the final answer. Alright, so that's what we learned today.